Intro song done. On Deafen, on Discord done. On Transition, OBS done. Welcome everyone back to the Neon Podcast, episode 158. Ooh, still going, and we got two new, awesome, beautiful guests today. And yeah, it's another week, another time of talking to new people. So, 158, and this episode was pretty funny to me, the title, before we get into it. But I'll talk about that real soon. But I'm going to let these two wonderful individuals introduce themselves. So let's just start, I guess, alphabetically / person on the left on my screen. Bashar.
Yeah, I figured. uh, Hi, I'm Basher. I play a lot of TFT, but also stream pretty much anything that people want me to play. Uh, Despite what people say, I'm not a VTuber. I am what I would call VTuber adjacent. I'm surrounded by them, unfortunately.
Surrounded. And then you like just happen to use a nice, well designed PNG. No big deal. No big deal. People like to say, "Oh, PNG tubers are still VTubers," but you're not. You're not a VTuber, right? You're not a VTuber.
Yeah, not me.
Not you.
no.
Not you.
Of
Yeah,
course not.
You're not like those other VTubers. For sure. And our other new guest for this week.
Hello, I'm Spark. I'm definitely a VTuber. I'm not lying to myself like someone else over here.
That's wild.
That's wild.
I call
You're a VTuber? No way. No.
I call myself a variety streamer, but if I'm exposing myself, I'll say I play a lot of Valorant. So there's that. I have a love and hate relationship with Valorant.
Nice. Don't we all with video games? So
It's true, it's true.
loving and hating. Come on. Oh, go ahead.
I have a hate relationship with Valorant.
Okay, buddy.
Meanwhile, me over here, I love League of Legends.
Oh no, he's cooked.
Yeah, I've been cooked for so many years. Don't worry about it. But wonderful. I'm glad to have you both on today in this episode. And I figure if you two are gonna both be on an episode, I'm like, you two know each other already. You seem awesome. So I'm like, it seems like a great time to have both of you on. And I'm like, wonderful. So first checking question, how are you guys? Honestly, how are you two doing? It's a Wednesday. It's hump day for most people. I don't know if it's hump day for you particularly, but how are you two holding up so far in this week?
I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Nothing to complain about. You guys are looking forward to anything?
I am currently eating a burger from Whataburger, so honestly, I'm doing pretty good.
Oh,
I'm jealous.
I want to say that sounds good because like a burger and food normally just sounds good, but I haven't had Whataburger yet. I will later this month for the first time in my life.
Let's go.
You gotta. If you're gonna be in the area, you gotta try it.
That's what I've been told. It's like, I'm in LA, right? I'm in California. You're like, oh yeah, try In-N-Out. It's like it's not gonna blow your mind, but it's like for what it is, pretty good. Right, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go over to Texas at the end of the month, and I'm gonna be like, "Ooh, Whataburger barbecue? Yes, please."
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Whataburger. I mean, they don't have similar burgers at all. But it's the similar thing where it's like locally, a lot of people eat it, and I have heard like people from other places coming and being like, "Well, it was overhyped," and I hear the same thing about In-N-Out as well. So I feel like it might be the same thing. So I feel like expect just like a pretty good burger. Like don't overhype it for yourself.
Oh, I'm like, trust me, as someone who likes food, right? I'm a foodie, and when people say overhyped things, there's some things that I find like super overhyped, like a bunch of fancy looking desserts. I don't know if we had this conversation in like a VC like earlier this week, Basher, but like things similar to rolled ice cream that are very just aesthetic wise. I feel like that shit is way overhyped. But like when it comes to savory food, I'm like, especially if it like fast food, comfort food. I'm like, dude, my expectations aren't high, but is it worth it? You know what I mean? For like what I'm
Yeah.
paying for, what I'm getting, is it worth it?
Like,
Like,
it'll be worth it. I'll
wonderful,
say that.
wonderful. Like, so I don't know if you two have ever been to Seattle or in that area.
I have.
There you
I
go.
I used to live there.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so then if you've both been to Seattle, and for those who don't know, Seattle has this like burger chain. Like it's not even like a big chain. It's like a very city regional thing called Dick's, right?
Yeah.
Like it was funny. I went into Dick's. It's just a local burger joint. Are you laughing at the word Dick's or just God? Sparks. You're so mature, and I love it.
I'm sorry. I swear I'm mature.
I'm so mature. It's okay.
Continue.
Anyway, see, now I can't even say the restaurant anymore. You're still gonna start giggling. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
I said it with such confidence. I also broke it. So, there's this chain. It's that name, and it just has cheap burgers and fries and shakes and stuff. I'm like, okay, sure, let's try it. People say like you should at least try it if you're in Seattle, if you have time and stuff like that. And I was in Seattle for a couple days, so then I tried it, and I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty cheap. And I had it. I'm like, this is the most mediocre burger I think I've ever had from a restaurant. Like there was, even with my low expectations, it still failed to meet that. And I'm like, yo, you've disappointed me, Dix. And
Disappointed by dicks.
yeah, dude, wouldn't be the first time, you know.
Oh,
Just kidding.
oh no. No.
So yeah, I mean,
Someone write that down.
so clip it.
Clip it, clip it.
So I mean, I feel at least like no one outside of Seattle really talks about it because it's pretty pretty mediocre. But you know, Whataburger, everyone talks about Whataburger. Like that's like the Midwest South region's version of In-N-Out, right? Like people know about it. It's a name that you would try. I'm excited to try it when I go to Texas at the end of the month. So I won't have high expectations, but I'll have reasonable for, you know, fast food chain stuff. So pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. So yeah.
Yeah, I live here and I don't really talk about dicks, to be honest. I mean, the burger place.
I mean,
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. So back.
Clarification,
Yeah, do you talk about the other dicks a lot, or?
Okay, my bad. I meant the liquor place.
Thank you for the clarification, by the way. It's like in parentheses, I don't talk about dicks a lot, in parentheses, the burger joint.
Yeah, the burger joint.
I mean, it's affordable. It's decent, but like for what it is, I wouldn't even recommend it. I'm just like, oh, I tried it. There you go. But I
It's
give
like all right, if I remember correctly. Like you
yeah.
can try it just to try it and say you've been there, but it's not like, oh my gosh, this is like the best burger in the whole town kind of thing.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, if you have an extra meal or even a snack to try something in Seattle, sure, you could try it maybe. You know, not a big
Yeah.
deal if you miss out on it, honestly. So that's how that is. So
Yeah, if someone was asking me like what to eat in Seattle, I would not suggest that place first. I would be suggesting like more of the local famous stuff, like their mac and cheese or like the seafood, that kind of stuff.
oh yeah, for sure. No, like as someone who's only been there one time for like 3.5 days, 4 days,
Mhm.
I would be like, dude, it's not even close to being in the top 10. I'm just like, I just heard about it. People talk about it for cheap burgers. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a cheap burger. Yeah, whatever. It's not even the best burger in the area, like you said. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, as we're talking about burgers, have you eaten dinner, Spark?
Did you eat dinner?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
What'd you eat?
Oh my God. Why are we? Sure.
Answer the question, woman.
I ate chicken, rice, and squid. It was
Alright,
is
alright, you
homemade.
told us what you told
Yeah,
us.
Right,
he
I did. I
did.
did. It was in the. It was for those who don't know. This was in preparation while I was setting up for the podcast. Now Sparks
Um,
just deflecting because I have a reason now to believe that there was no dinner to be had yet.
um, wow,
Look at the
wonderful
time.
weather we're having.
All right, moving
Uh,
on. Moving on. I like this one. I like this one. So,
Aw.
um, yeah, I mean, for you two to be here, I appreciate you being here, of course. So, as far as you two knowing each other, right? How'd you two meet as far as like being friends and stuff? Because when I met a bunch of people, VTuber or VTuber affiliate, as some people like to be called, and like not even just you, Basher. You know, people who are just like, oh, they're just around, but they don't stream. They're not a VTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, how did you two meet and how long ago? Because I only met Spark like maybe 2 months ago from a raid, and then I've only recently just started interacting with you maybe in the past month or so. I've seen Basher since
Mhm.
9-ish months ago at most, I think, somewhere
A
around there.
Something
baby's
like
amount.
that.
A baby, yes, yes.
A baby's amount.
Our friendship baby is now coming out of the womb, Basher. How does that make you feel?
Yay.
I feel great.
Oh, wonderful. That's good. That's awesome. Me too. But how about you two? How did you two meet?
Basher, you wanna say it, or
We met through another person's chat. Also,
Mhm.
another VTuber's chat.
Another VTuber, actually. Yeah, his name is well, it used to be RenVT, but now it's Agility Bonus. Um, but yeah, they were friends before, like first, and then I ended up joining Agility Bonus's chat, and then I don't know, we just started interacting with each other, and then I gradually got to meet Basher and the others.
You say others, and I'm like, that could be anybody.
Oh yeah, no, 10 million other
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, others.
You know how it is. It's like
Yeah.
you're like a VTuber, and then you get to know like all these other VTubers
Mhm.
surrounding them. So yeah, it's just
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. Like, that's how I got into this hole a year ago.
Yeah.
Met one person, meet 25 others. You know how it is. So
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. It was I would say honestly, it was like a more when I first started interacting with VTubers, it was only because my best friend, Bellsprout, became a VTuber. So that's all I knew. I only knew her. And it was like it's my best friend. I had no interest in VTubers. So I don't know. It was just only her. But then through her, I met two more people she was friends with, and one of those is Agility Bonus.
Mm.
And so yeah, so that's how I ended up there, and then eventually I met Spark there.
Nice. How long ago was that for you, Basher? Like from when you met, from knowing
Mm,
Bellsprout first starting to stream to like now. How long ago was that?
um, I'd say it'd have to be over a year at this point.
Oh, okay. So still relatively recent. Okay.
Yeah.
Neat, neat, neat. And then what about you, Spark? So you met Agility Bonus, right? Right? The bonus boost. I am forgetting the name.
Yes.
Bonus.
Bonus. Okay. Agility Bonus.
Bonus.
So you met them and that's how you met Basher. But then were you streaming like before that? Or like what was your background for streaming and being a VTuber?
Um, I think well, okay, I had a series of models that I kind of went through, and then like I had a PNG tuber phase as well because my PC was having issues.
Mm.
But I think I was streaming a little bit when I first met Agility Bonus, but not as often as I do now, or as I have been after like ever since I came back from this hiatus recently.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, I just saw his channel and I recommended, so I decided to visit, and then yeah, I don't know. He was playing Valorant, and you know me, I love Valorant. I also hate Valorant, so I just wanted to watch. And then yeah, it just happened by chance, just by interest, and then we started talking about random stuff, and then became friends. So
Nice. So that was also within the last year. How long were you streaming before um you ran into that channel and met a bunch of more people?
Oh, that is a great question. I think I started streaming should be in my about me. I forget. I
It's been
I
so
think
long.
yeah, no, I had so many hiatuses because like there was there were a lot of moments when I was just like, is this something I'm truly interested in? Like, do I really
Mm,
have enough passion for this hobby and like that kind of stuff? Because like when I want to do something or like focus on it, I really want to make sure I put my whole heart into it. And just like I don't know, be genuine, and
right,
like
right.
yeah, I don't want to be half-assed basically. So just took a lot of breaks in between here and there, like over the past couple of years. But yeah, I started streaming. Oh my gosh, one of my mods posted it here. July. That's when I started streaming of
July.
2022.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Thank you, mods. Thank you.
Thank you, mods.
Okay. July of 2022. Okay. So
Mhm.
also just coming up on 2 years. Wonderful. That's awesome. I mean, for
Yeah.
Basher, then going back to you, so your friend was into VTubing. Were you streaming before like being VTuber affiliate at all, or was it just something you also just ended up picking up and doing?
Mm, kind of. Like I wasn't streaming a lot, but like I don't know. Occasionally, I would just be like, I'm playing a game. I have nothing else to do. Let me just stream. So I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think it was that consistent, but yeah, here and there, I was
Mm,
streaming for like a while. Honestly,
okay.
just whenever I decided to.
Right, right. Okay. So now here's an important question for both of you. Were you were either of you flesh tubers before you started
Huh?
as you were before you're streaming now?
Yes.
Huh?
Mm. Huh?
Wait,
Is that thought never come across your mind? Sorry.
wait, 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 wait,
Yeah.
wait, huh?
That's why I
I
like.
think the term is catching Spark off guard. Have you not heard that term before?
No, no, I have. But like,
Oh, that's
Oh.
why I'm like I have to backtrack. I'm like, is it something I said? It's definitely something I said.
As in
no,
like a
no,
normal person
continue.
Were you
using an
No,
actual
no, no, go
cam.
ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead,
yeah, yeah.
go
Sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Basher.
Uh,
We'll get into this. We'll get into this term again later. Sorry. It's okay, no problem.
go ahead.
Go ahead,
that's
Basher.
why I very much is like. Well, the main reason why I'm like I'm not a VTuber is because, like I said, I had no interest in VTubers like before Bell became one. So it's like
Mhm.
I don't know. It was just not anything that was interesting to me. Uh, and then yeah, when I started streaming, yeah, I use cam, and so like there was never a thought in my head that like VTubing was something that I would ever do. Uh, the only reason why I even started to use a PNG was because like I would try to stream and then a lot of times like I'd make excuses to not stream. Uh and one of the excuses I would use a lot was that like, oh, my room is a mess, so I don't want to turn on my cam and see my room.
Mm.
So to like convince myself to stream more and get rid of that excuse, I decided to use a PNG. And coincidentally, Bellsprout had recently she had commissioned me a PNG. It was really for her to like for her and other VTubers to use like if I was on stream with them, so like they could have like something on screen for me. Uh
Mm.
and then I'm like, oh, I have this now. Maybe I'll just use this. That way I don't have to turn on cam and I can actually stream more consistently. So
So
yeah,
it was more of like
that's how it was.
coincidentally that you ended up getting
Yeah.
the Steven Universe one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I remember that one. So interesting, interesting. It sort of just became like things, one thing to another, and like here you
y-
are now.
Yeah. Very much. Very much.
Okay, okay. So I mean, we're going back to Spark. Spark, I don't
Mhm.
know. You don't have to be nervous, but drink water. Stay hydrated.
What? Well, yeah. Are you reading the
I told you,
But
I'm
you're
gonna
here.
have chats open. I'm gonna have chats open. Bachelor's not streaming, so I don't have a
Oh
chat open.
no! Wait, don't expose me.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, so it's funny how you were laughing at the term because I feel like maybe you would have heard this by
Oh,
now
duh.
since you were
Go
you've been
ahead.
streaming for like
Yeah.
on and off 2 years, right?
Uh-huh.
So the term flesh tuber, right? So gosh. Um Obviously there's VTubers, right? The virtual
Um,
tuber, which comes from
mm-hmm.
YouTube, right? Which
Yeah.
just turns into the God damn it. Yeah. So anyway, so that's how that turned out. But then they're like,
Uh-huh.
people used to joke around or like, oh yeah, I was a VTuber first. And then, sometimes I stream with a cam on and then I'm not virtual anymore. I'm in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
So then instead of just being 3D or being like a regular streamer with a cam on, they're just like, they coined the term flesh tuber. And they're like, that's what that is. So
People
yeah.
are weird.
Yeah. It's how you when you put a phrase in Google Translate and then put it through like 5 different languages and see if it comes back the same way.
Yeah.
That's how that term sort of came about. It's like, oh yeah, VTuber, FleshTuber, and we're like, wait a minute, that's just regular streaming with a cam on. So
Yeah.
yeah. So did you ever stream with like a regular cam on? Did you always use like a PNG or a model?
Um, I think the very, very first time I ever streamed, it was like on my laptop, like a really crappy laptop, and it was like years ago. It was like back in I want to say 2016. That was
Mm,
the very first time I ever streamed. Um, and I had nothing. No cam, no just mic, right?
mm,
Like nothing for like no VTuber, no camera or anything.
mm-hmm.
And then eventually when I got back into streaming, when I was like actually like I kind of want to take this more seriously, put more effort into it. That's when I started using this like I don't want to say it's a 3D model. I think it was hmm. I want to say it's just another 2D model. But yeah, that's when
Mm-hmm.
I started using that because I don't really feel comfortable showing my face to other people unless like I trust them or like know them well enough. So yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. That's like understandable. I feel like that's a common thing for people to, common reason for people to stream with like, not their face, like they're not comfortable
Yeah.
regardless. So meanwhile, you in chat says, I'm Basher's number one fan. There you go, Basher. Your number one fan has arrived in chat.
Ayo.
What?
There
Oh.
you go. Yua Luna AI, the AI bunny VTuber. Your number
Also,
one.
by the way, Spark has a perfect, amazing, beautiful face,
No, I
and the world
don't.
just cannot handle it. The world
Oh, that's
cannot
not
handle it,
true.
so she has to keep it
Nuh-uh.
under wraps.
Keep it under
Basher's
wraps.
literally too sweet. He's too kind to me.
Yeah, I believe it too. I believe it too.
No.
There's Gerbil also. I'm Basher's number one hater.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay, so both of you like, so there's like the backstory for why you two like started streaming and stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
we have like one side of the coin. It's like, oh yeah, you just started streaming, just start streaming. Meanwhile, Spark, you have like you really want to put as much effort into it and you be wholehearted. That's really cool, and like everyone has
Mhm.
their own reasons for it. So now I have to get into like the lore. I gotta dig a little bit deeper. So that's the real. That's how it starts. But where your names, both your names start before we get into your characters designs, yada yada. Your names, right? Dang it, I want to be a hater too. You can be number 2 hater. I don't. You can whatever. So now we'll start off with Spark on this question. So
Mhm.
Sparklyi, where'd the name come from? What's the
Name.
origin?
The origin?
Yeah.
Well, I think ever since I was younger, like even back in elementary, whatever usernames I made, it always had Spark in it.
Hmm.
Like at some point, man, this is so embarrassing. Should I even say this?
Up to you. I'm not gonna force you, but if it makes a good story,
Okay. Well, okay. I guess I should for the content.
my content.
One of my usernames for a long time.
Hmm.
Man, I don't know if I want to say it. Okay, one of my usernames for a long time when I was younger that I used for a few things.
Embrace the cringeness. I'll tell you my old username if you tell me yours.
Okay. It was called. Oh, I'm cringing. Okay, but we were kids. It's fine.
We were
It's
kids. We
fine.
were kids. It's okay. It's okay.
Cringy kids. We're like so edgy. Okay, sparkling innocence was one of my.
That's
It was
not
my
even
main
that
user.
bad. Oh my god, that's not even that bad.
It's embarrassing. I don't know.
All right, but continue. Continue.
Okay, but yeah, it was sparkling innocence for a while, and then it kind of just like morphed into different variations of spark, and then eventually it became sparkly.
Nice. So you kept the I.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Gotcha. So that's, and you just like the word sparkly ish. So it just made the main reason then.
Yeah, I mean, just like a lot of my online friends would call me Spark and stuff like that.
Mm.
So the name just stuck with me. I was like, okay, I am literally Spark. Like, if I could, or well, I mean, I could, but like, if I really wanted to, I would change my name to Spark. But I mean,
Like
my
legal
name,
name?
yeah, why not?
It only costs like $500 someplace. You could probably do it.
Oh yeah,
Just kidding.
totally.
But
No, but like,
that's
I'm chill with
cool.
my IRL name too. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna change it, but
Second first name.
Mhm, mhm.
Something spark something. That'd be badass.
Yeah. She forgot to mention the part where she's absolutely obsessed with Twilight and how they sparkle in the
What?
sunlight.
Why
Wait.
not? Basher's lying. Basher, stop lying. I will admit though, I did read the Twilight books when I was younger, and I was absolutely obsessed with the books. But like,
And
that
how
is
they
not
sparkle in
why.
the sunlight.
No, but that's literally not why my name is Spark. Okay,
Say,
calm down.
say it out loud. All right, team. What's their name? Edward or Jacob?
Jacob.
Okay, are we talking the books or the movies? If we're talking the movies, I vote Jacob. But if we're talking the books, I vote Edward.
That was Jacob in both cases.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I didn't read books in general, but I watched like the first two. How many movies are there? Like 4, right?
Five.
Five.
Wait, is it
Because
5? 4?
it's no, it's 5 because the fourth one was split into two
Wait.
parts. But the
Yeah.
books, there are
Yeah.
4. Yes.
Okay. Then I think I watched up to the 3rd movie. I don't remember exactly what happens after the 2nd, but I'm pretty sure I watched it up to the 3rd. Anyways, nice. We got people for Team Jacob and half of Edward, I guess, in the book. So cool. All right, Basher, what about you? What makes you so big, bad, USS baby, the full government name apparently? Basher. What tell me, give it to me.
Is very simple. I just like the letter B. Like so many people ask that. It's like, how did you even come up with an A? Because yeah, also like on Discord, obviously on Twitch it's just Basher. But yeah, on Discord it is Big Bad Baby Basher. And I started it when I started to play League. I used to have like other usernames on other games before. And I just wanted something new once I started to play League. And literally all I could think about was the letter B. And I just typed in the first B words that I could think of. That's it. Like there was no thought put into it. It's just like B, 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 B. And that's it. And that's what I came up with.
Nice.
And now I took out the baby part for Twitch because, like I said, I put no thought into it, so I didn't even think of it like possibly being like a negative thing. But I remember like talking people's Twitch chat, and people would be like, "Your name makes me uncomfortable," and I'm like, "What? Why?" And it's like, "Oh, baby Basher." That's like, okay, I get it. So yeah, on Twitch, I took out the baby part, so it's just Big Bad Basher. And honestly, I thought about like fully changing it, but at that point, like so many people call me Basher, so I was like, okay, I'll just take out the baby and just keep it Big Bad Basher.
Okay, so what would have you? Okay, 2 questions. What would have you changed it to? So that's 1, and 2. Why do you like the letter B so much?
Oh, my name. My name is literally my first and last name start with B.
Oh,
So
okay, that
yeah,
makes sense. All right, that is simple.
yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know what I would have changed it to. It most likely would have been some other variation of bees, but I didn't put much thought into it because, like I said, I was just like, people call me Basher, and I think it'll be easier. So I just made a slight modification.
This guy's sunk in too much time with the name Basher. He can't leave it now.
Yeah.
It's too late. He can't do agility boost. But no. What is it?
I mean, agility bonus.
There you go.
I could, I guess, because yeah, he changed his name. So, but I don't know. I just thought of what would be like easier,
Okay, that makes sense.
which is funny enough because it's like depending on like what platform I'm on, Basher is like not in there. Like on Twitter is Big Bad BB, and then like on like Epic Games is Big Bad Baby, and the Basher is cut off. So it's like I'm like, oh, I need to keep the Basher there, but then it's like I did not like keep that logic on so many different things.
Oh, okay. I get you. I get you. At this point, it's like, is there even enough characters to put the whole thing in?
Yeah, that's also the funny thing with the Big Bad Baby Basher in the first place on
Mhm.
League is that it was exactly 16 characters. So it fit
Oh shit.
perfectly. And I'm like, oh, this is meant to be. And that's why I like fully committed to it.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, that gets your origin story that way. And like for Spark, like again, your username was not that bad, not that cringe. And I told this story about my cringe name,
Uh-huh.
username on the episode with pie and cookies on here. And I was like, what, 7, 8
Mhm.
when I was making like my first username. And
Yeah.
I'll quickly tell that story before I get to how I got to Neon. Um, when I was at one of my cousins or one of my uncle's house, they had like a Xbox and we played Halo. And I'm like, so we had to use like borrow. We didn't make new names. We just borrowed whatever was on the console at the time. One of the new usernames was on it, which is called Coolness. I'm like, I'm 7, I'm 8. I'm cool. I'm gonna pick that one. So
Aw.
then, but then I took that right, and I went Coolness. That sounds cool. How do I change that into my own username? So my username I was like, oh, the cool. So my name became the Cool Master. But wait, it gets worse. It gets worse. Let me explain why it gets even more cringe. Because right, I'm at that age where I'm like, all right, I can't just be the Cool Master, right?
Mhm.
Fucking, I changed the word the into DA. I'm the Cool Master, right? I'm like, oh, I'm edgy. Let me take out the E from master. So the Cool
Ooh.
Master. That's so much more cringe than fucking sparkling innocence. Don't even trip. That's so bad. Ugh. Every time I say it out loud, it hurts me. And then, anyways,
Don't clip that.
it's recorded on my other podcast episode.
Oh.
But yeah, go ahead, clip it if you want. And then the real reason why my name is Neon, my real name, it's not like a hidden secret or anything. It's on my socials. I'm pretty sure it's also on my Twitch about me. My actual name is
Mhm.
Neuron, so
Oh.
Neiron. But then I had a GameCube growing up as a kid, and I played Smash Brothers Melee. And if you know Melee, you can only put 4 letters in a name tag in that game. And I was like, fuck, I can't fit my 6-letter name into this 4-letter card. Well, how do I make a name? Iron? No, that sounds lame. Ron? That's an actual name. Neo? Neon. Oh, that sounds cool. And so I was like, 9 at that point, 9 or 10, and
Mhm.
the name I just created for myself, just really just a part of my actual name, and I just stuck to it. So, and yeah, then my favorite color is orange. So that's very basic on that. So yeah, that favorite color has its own origin story. Yada yada. That can be told another time if you want to. Maybe later this episode. Who knows? But cool.
Um,
Yeah.
my usernames that I had before Big Bag Baby Basher. The first one I had was Chaos Kid.
That's
That was
Oh.
okay.
that was when I was young, and it was chaos spelled with a K because I've always because it was like kid, so I was like, yeah, it'll be like KK Chaos Kid.
Yeah, good thing you stopped at 2.
Uh-oh.
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 And then after that was when I think I played. I wanted to make a new name, and coincidentally, I had just bought Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Hey, let's go.
Sheesh. Let's go.
So I made my name Black Jonin, because it is my initials. Also, my initials are BJB, so it's like BJ. So I was like, oh, Black Jonin. I'm like, yeah, this is perfect.
Nice.
But like, and I kept that for a while, which
Stop laughing, Spark.
it was kind of awkward sometimes because I don't know, people who knew it was Naruto related, I don't know, would always make it weird sometimes. I distinctly remember one time, someone asked for my like Xbox account name,
Mhm.
and I told them it was Black Jody, and they looked at me and they were like, "Wow." And they were like, they never met a black person who watched anime before. I'm like, what?
Damn.
But yeah, then like when I started to play League, I was having a like non like anime time period. I wasn't into anime at the time.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just wanted something new. I didn't want anything that was tied to Naruto. So and that's why I ended up with the Big Bad Baby Basher.
Damn. You couldn't evolve from Black Jonin to like Black Hokage or something. Damn.
No,
It
'cause
was
that
the
would've
next
still been
evolution, bro.
tight.
It was the next step. Okay, but that's a good one. That's a good one. So you've been watching anime for a long time too. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it not common in your area too for black people to not watch anime or anything? Or just
I feel
anyone in
like
general to watch
feel like
anime?
at this point it's fairly common now. I will say, I mean, obviously I'm old. Uh, so like I don't know. I guess they were a bit less at the time. So I guess I can understand why you're surprised. But to me, it was surprising to me because I watch it with like my whole family. My mom watch it, my sisters watch it, my uncle
Oh.
watch it. Like obviously, so it's like I only know black people who watch
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
But I would definitely say it wasn't like at the time, it wasn't anime wasn't like that popular in
Oh
my
yeah.
school.
Absolutely. No,
So
I agree with you. I
yeah.
agree with you. Same thing with me. I'm like, I don't know how old you are, but I'm like, I want to say I'm generally probably somewhat around the similar age, so I get it. Same thing. So
It's okay.
yes,
It's okay.
it's okay.
I just turned 31.
Okay, yeah, I'm
I'm
around you.
You're
ancient.
still young.
You're still young.
I'm ancient. Put me
No,
in the
you're not.
ground.
You're
Nah,
young.
if Yua was still here, she would be like, "Yeah, he's old."
Dude,
She constantly reminds me.
Dude, no, I know. She reminds me. I had my birthday stream like half a year ago. I just turned 28 and she was like, "You're old." I'm like, "The fuck?" What the fuck? What the shit?
She just always constantly like, "Yeah, that's because you're old."
Oh no.
Little snarky you, I swear. I swear. So yeah, okay. And then that's interesting. So what did you watch other than Naruto growing up? Did you watch anything else?
Yeah, like I said, I used to. I guess my other siblings got into it like a bit later, but like from the start, I would watch it with like my mom and my older brother a lot.
Mm,
So the basis for a lot of people around my age is, of course, Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. Like we watched a lot of that.
Hell yeah.
nice.
On Toonami is like, so it was like that was like the origin, and then from there we got into a lot of like just basically anything. Like we were obsessed with it. We used to also buy like manga, uh which I think is so cool. Also, because like my family's big on reading as well, and it's something I've always loved. Like being from a family that reads is like one person would get a book, they'll talk about how great it is, and then everybody would like read it, like pass it on, and then like read it to each other. And we would do the same thing with manga. We're like, oh, we get into a new manga, we buy the book, and then we just pass it along each other, and then we can all talk about it afterwards. Uh, so yeah, we're big in anime, big into manga. Um, so yeah, pretty much anything we get our hands on. Um, I do remember I was talking about this the other day, watching stuff that I shouldn't have watched at the age because
Like,
like
Oh,
oh,
two
ayo.
okay, don't get like too crazy here.
Hmm.
I
Uh,
feel like y'all went a little too far there for a second.
huh.
The way y'all responded. Uh,
I mean, if you just tell us what you
Yeah,
watched,
maybe
why you
we wouldn't
batting
react
around
this
the bush,
way.
basher?
like my mom used to watch um Ninja Scroll, and which that one was just like violent, like that was like,
Okay,
it's just
yeah,
typical, like,
violence, blood,
freaking.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But also she would watch Fist of the North Star, which I don't know if anybody has heard of that,
Old school,
but
yeah.
that's
Mhm.
like, not only is that violent, that's like ultra violent. Like people like his entire thing was like he'd like hit people's like pressure points and they would like explode. So it was like literally explosions of blood and guts and gore,
Oh.
and yeah, like constantly. So like while she would like watch that like late at night, I would like sneak in like and sit behind the couch and watch it. And and it did also have a bit of nudity sometimes as well, but it was
Okay.
never like I felt like
Spark,
y'all minds went to like
okay.
I felt like y'all minds is when I said like watch things that I shouldn't have watched. I felt like y'all minds went to like, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, it wasn't that specifically, but
Uh-huh.
it's like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was like adult stuff, but it was like
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, this is anime. I just want to watch it.
Right, right, right.
Uh-huh.
At that
Yeah.
point, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at that point, like Fist of the North Star is just the more extreme version of Dragon Ball. So, in a sense, just for the fighting and just like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, again, I wouldn't say natural progression, but as far as like
Yeah, definitely not natural
not natural
progression.
progression,
Not at
yeah.
that age. But
But yeah, yeah. It's like same kind of genre, but not like overall arching themes and stuff. But you know what I mean, like fighting,
yeah, it was just action. I was like,
big
yeah,
dudes
I
action.
just want to
Yeah.
see people get beat up.
You- there you go. Okay. What about you, Spark? Did you watch anime at all, or did you just like, or anything before that, before you became a VTuber? Were you into that stuff?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, even as a small child, I grew up like watching Pokemon. Literally, I had like a what is it? A VCR tape for one of the Pokemon
Hey,
episodes.
let's go. Me too. Me too. Let's go. Someone I can
the
relate to
ocean
on a
one.
child. On which one?
Yeah, the ocean one where like it was with Tentacruel and like the one where like they're racing on
Oh.
like Ash was trying to take Rapidash on a race,
And then it
like a
evolves mid
Pokemon
race, right?
race. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. A
yeah.
Ponyta, and then it evolves into a Rapidash. And then
I remember that episode.
yeah. And then there's like the Sea Resort one where like it got taken over by the Tentacruel and Tentacool and stuff like that with like Misty trying to talk to them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's that episode. But yeah, I watched that and then I eventually like I forget what age I was, but one of my babysitters, she was a teenager at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of like introduced me to anime, like actual anime, aside from like, Pokemon and stuff like that. I think it was called okay, it was definitely not appropriate, so she like covered my eyes for some parts. But like it was called Fushigi Yugi, Mysterious Play or whatever.
I've heard of this, never watched it.
Yeah, it's about a girl who like basically she enters a book with her best friend and Well, they okay. Actually, I need to backtrack. So okay, but I don't wanna spoil. Okay. Anyway, okay. Wait, I need to organize this. So they go into a library one day because they need to prepare for an exam or whatever together. They want to go to the same high school. But
Okay.
the main girl, she's like really bad at studying. So her smart best friend is like, okay, I'll help you. Let's go to the library. And so they go. Okay, I hope I'm not like misremembering this. Okay, whatever. You guys can take my word for it. If not, then oh well, stinky. But yeah, so they
Okay.
find this like they find this mysterious book in like a restricted part of the library that they shouldn't be in.
Mhm.
Because by chance, the main girl, she like dropped a coin when she was trying to go to a vending machine, and then she like, oh wait, but then okay, wait, actually, okay, so then okay, wait, pause, everyone pause. Okay, so
It's got God, this is going everywhere.
so she dropped the main girl drops a coin when she's trying to get a snack or a drink from the vending machine that's near the restricted part of the library. And then the coin like kind of like rolls over and she's like, what's this room? And then she gets curious and she enters the room and then she finds this mysterious book and then she reads it. And then she falls into the book story. She like enters the story of the book. And then her best friend's like, "Oh no, where did she go?" And then like she kind of like looks over to the general direction that the main character went and then like she eventually finds the restricted part of the library and then she's like, "Oh, this like random book just is like on the ground. I wonder what happened." And then she like reads the story and then she's like, wait a minute. And then she, like as she keeps reading, she's like, oh wait, this is my best friend. Like this is the main character. Um and basically a lot of shit happens in that story. But anyway, yeah, there are it's not suitable for children to watch.
I was like, everything you just explained seemed okay.
And no, but the things that happen in the book
My fault, by the way. Uh-huh.
are are
Adult themed.
yes,
I
adult
see.
things.
In the
Okay,
restricted
but
area
wait.
for a reason. I
Yes.
understand.
Wait. No, not in that way. Wait, it's a curse book. But
Yeah. Sure it is. Right,
it's not
Basher?
it's 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 not just spicy stuff. I
Not
swear. It's
just
like
spicy stuff.
it's like
Spicy.
Spicy.
there's a lot of violence and stuff too. Hey, you sounded really smug there. Wait a minute.
She's like, I swear I was there for the plot.
No, I swear. No, it's there were there weren't that many spicy parts in the book. I swear. There's like it was a good story. Okay, man, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, no problem. No
I
problem.
Exactly. The
swear.
plot. The plot.
The story,
Okay.
curses.
Okay. No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? Anyway, so I started
Anyways.
off on that anime and then I kind of branched off into like romance anime, like Vampire Knight. What else? Fruits Basket, stuff like that. I just got really into like romance anime and
Mm.
then eventually like branched off into like other genres of anime, like Inuyasha and oh my gosh, wait, speaking of Inuyasha, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent slightly.
Go ahead.
Um,
You're
I
fine.
remember they used to play Inuyasha on what was it Adult Swim, right? Like they would play
Right.
anime on Adult Swim. Yeah. I remember I would either stay up late or I would wake up super early just to be able to watch Inuyasha on Adult Swim when I was younger.
Nice. I like
I
how
feel like this.
you were both talking about Toonami and Adult Swim. I'm just like, man, you guys had cable and satellite TV. God,
Bruh.
bruh, I didn't have that shit growing up.
Bruh. What the
I
hell?
wish. I mean, I did after like a certain point, and that's when I watched like all of SpongeBob, and now I know where all the memes are from. But that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, so you both grew up watching at a young age. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as like I go, like I watched Pokemon, Digimon on TV, and then I didn't really get into anime until Naruto was actually one of my first anime too, outside like Dragon Ball, but that was also like dubbed. Um,
Mhm.
but for me, I remember this specifically. I was in elementary school. My friends at the time in high school in elementary school were cool with like the computer lab teacher, and the computer lab teacher would like be like, "Oh yeah, we watch anime during like recess or lunch or something." And I remember specifically the very first episode we watched, and I was like fourth grade, was uh the tuning exams it was when Sasuke first does the Chidori, and I was like, "Yo, what is this? What is this stuff? Why it's not in English. I have to read these words on the screen, but it looks cool because they're fighting or stuff." And I went, "Cool," and then that's how I ended up trying to find like all the episodes online and after the fact, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's Naruto, also my first anime." And because I didn't know that Naruto was still ongoing at the time, um, that I didn't realize that I couldn't keep watching episodes until it was like weekly, and that kind of
Oh.
sucked. So
Yeah.
whenever I tried finding a new episode, I'm like, "Oh, fucking, there's a Rick Roll video." I'm like, "Fuck, it was during that era too."
Oh no.
And you know how it's like you're an OG like of our time too, is you're trying to find these episodes online, but you always have to watch that shit in 3 parts.
Oh,
Oh
dude.
Yeah.
my
Yes.
god,
I know what you mean.
dude.
Oh
How
my.
how OG am I? I'm like, dude, when Crunchyroll first started putting anime on their platform, the original Crunchyroll, right? They still could only upload videos in 3 parts, bro. Are you kidding me? That's how OG in terms of internet anime watching. I didn't watch like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's so much more convenient now.
Way more convenient. 'Cause there
yeah,
are sites and stuff for it.
exactly. Everywhere, everything you gotta like pay for, and there's ads now. But at least you can watch it. You know, you can search most of it up.
Yeah.
You don't have to
It's,
pay.
it's like how people would be like, whenever kids would, like older people, they'd be like, kids would complain about going to school, and they'd be like, back in my day, I had to walk up and down the hill through the snow just to get to school. Like that's how we are with like anime. Like I was like, okay, y'all can just find any anime anywhere, but back in my
Yeah.
day, we had to like type in like so many different versions of the title just to
Yeah.
find like one part. And then sometimes
Yeah.
that person wouldn't finish, so we had to go find somebody else.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I would hate that. It would be like
I
one
would
random
also
third of
hate
an
that.
episode, and then you go on their channel. It's like they've uploaded nothing else. I'm like, what the? Or it's like an episode 20 before that. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. And then I see in chat, Aeon. Yes, I've act when at this point I didn't know what you know how it's like, oh, EN subs or whatever, or English subs. Sometimes I clicked, I didn't see that. The title was too long to be clicked on. I just clicked on the first thing. Yeah, I've sometimes come up across like Spanish or the Italian subs too. Yeah. It's like back in my day, it was a 50-50 chance of whether it was a Rick roll or the actual episode. God damn it.
Speaking of Spanish subs, this is kind of related because
Mhm.
it's Yu-Gi-Oh related. I was big into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger.
Same.
And I remember the first time I ever tried to shoplift. I stole some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It was one pack. It was like literally only $3, but I was like, I don't want to ask if I could get it, so I just put it in my pocket. The freaking like alert went off or whatever, you know, as you're going out, the alarm. But it was like they just checked the basket. They weren't gonna check this kid who was just walking by. They checked the basket and they were like, oh, there's nothing there. It must be like bugging out.
Ooh, he's stealing. He's
And
stealing.
then
Ooh,
and I
ooh,
was
I'm
like,
telling.
I was like so happy. I was like, I got. And then I got home, I opened the pack. I stole Spanish cards. I'm like, I can't even read this. And from that moment on, I was side. I'm never gonna steal again. Like,
Yeah, it was karma. That was
Karma right
karma.
there. Damn, where were you shopping that had Spanish Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Walmart.
Why is Walmart have Spanish Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Of all the stores, I was like, oh, I thought it was be like, oh, some small local shops or something. The
I mean,
fucking Walmart, please.
To be fair, it's like I don't know, there's a large Spanish speaking population in the South.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's backtrack a little bit. Spark brought up Pokemon. I also had an episode on VHS. It was the volcano episode where Ash and Charizard had to fight a Magmar over a volcano. That shit was tight.
Ooh.
And then they had like a haunted episode on that same VHS episode where they had to Gengar, Ninetales, whatever, Alakazam, whatever. Anyways, so now a question for you two. Favorite Pokemon? Doesn't have to be one. If you have multiple, You can do like top 3 or top 6 team. What are your favorite Pokemon, y'all?
If I were to like not think about it, whenever he first came out, or I guess it could be he or she, I guess. Blaziken was my favorite.
Ooh, very nice.
Like before Blaziken, my favorite types were always fire or fighting. Cause like I love Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan were two of my favorites.
That's
Because
cultured as hell, actually. No one ever picks the Hitmons.
I really love them. Like I love like freaking Machoke, Machamp. Like I just really like fire and fighting. And then whenever Blaziken came out and it was like he's fire and fighting, I'm like, wait a minute. Hell yeah. This is like the best thing ever. So I was so into it. I think if I were to like pick something new, I might change it. But yeah, at the time, like that was just like the coolest thing ever. So it's like that's always has been like my answer is Blaziken.
Nice. I like that. So that's like a bunch of like the OG stuff too, like for the fighting types also. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Okay, what about you, Spark? Tops?
My favorite Pokemon is Mew, but like when I was younger, I was always into water Pokemon. Like I loved every single water Pokemon, and like I used to love Lapras, of course, Squirtle and Piplup. So there's that. Also, I guess I mean, as much as I loved water Pokemon, I just really loved any cute Pokemon. Let's be real.
Right. So
If they're cute looking, I love you.
So you're like Misty, but also cute.
Yes.
Actually, no, Misty thought the same thing. If she saw like an ugly water type, she wouldn't like it either.
She was like, I don't want this. It's ugly.
Psyduck, why are you here?
Wait, I love Psyduck though.
Psyduck's so derpy.
Yeah, that's
right?
because you have
derpy,
like
yeah.
the same personality as Psyduck.
No.
Hey, shut your mouth. Actually, we're fighting. We're actually gonna fight. After this podcast, we are so fighting. Oh.
Oh my god, what a random clap back for
what the
so Mew's your all-time, like your number one then?
Yes.
Okay, then for both of you, do you have a favorite? Well, I assume Vaporeon's Spark's favorite evolution then, right? No?
Well, oh wait,
mine
are we
too.
talking
You know what I'm
about...
talking about?
Hey,
Oh, shut your mouth. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Copy and paste. No.
I was gonna bring that after, but you got it first. You got it.
No.
You got
Oh
it.
no.
You know it. So is it not, or is like, are you not saying it because of the reason Basher said it?
Well, okay. Are we talking about like the OG evolutions or
No,
like
everything,
all of them now?
all of
Okay.
them.
Well, I was gonna say Sylveon is probably my favorite now,
Oh,
but
okay.
I think when I was younger though, like the original Eevee was just my favorite.
Okay. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean Eevee is very cute as they are normally.
Yeah.
I always liked all of them. I think I was particular to Flareon just because, at the time I was just really into fire Pokemon. But I did like Vaporeon too. I like Flareon because it was fire, but like Vaporeon looked cooler.
Vaporeon had the coolest tail out of the original, to be fair. Like it made it feel like a different Pokemon entirely. So I get it. Yeah.
Outside of the meme,
outside.
Yeah.
I mean, he already stated his case. So I'm
not convinced.
However, though, did you know that in terms of male and human?
Stop.
Oh god. Someone post it in Sparks chat right now. Someone do it. If you get timed out, it's not on me though. Mods, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I'm eyeing my mods right now. I'm watching you. I'm looking at you. You better not.
If you get demodded, again, not my fault. So but yeah, for me, my top Pokemon are so my reasoning is like I like, same thing with my original username. I like being a little edgy. And I like things that look sleek. I like things that look cool. And same thing with Basher.
Mhm.
I thought Fire a little edgy. Dark, I didn't really like early Dark designs, or ghost types really. But for me, I really liked Salamence. Salamence is my favorite. I really like dragons, Dragon
Mhm.
D's, as you both probably know. So yeah, Salamence is my favorite, followed by like Entei, Houndoom. My favorite evolution is actually Jolteon. Hey, did you guys know?
Basher.
Badger.
Basher, I'm taking your mod
I
away.
stopped before it got
Take your
bad.
mod privilege
I
away.
was very considerate.
No.
I was like I'm just gonna stop here. I'm not gonna like go any further.
So yeah, Entei, Houndoom, Jolteon's my favorite evolution. Other what else do I like? Oh, Typhlosion. Typhlosion was always cool to
Yeah,
me.
Typhlosion is
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah. I don't think I really have like a six. My six was always just really open. Because I haven't really seen the new designs, but it's probably uh yeah, I don't really have a six. I know my top five, but I don't have a six. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely stopped after a while. So
Yeah.
like any of like the past like 3 or 4 generations, honestly, like
I
I
don't know
don't even
shit.
really know.
Yeah, I don't know shit, dude. Fuck that.
I do
So
remember I think I briefly played it, uh but like I didn't like play it all the way through. But the one what's her name? The fire starter, the fox.
oh, I forgot to. I didn't that's like the generation I stopped caring about
Wait,
Pokemon.
Fox?
The Fox starter fire?
Fox starter. Oh shoot. Wait, Delphox?
Isn't that
Someone
the
There
isn't
someone in
was
that the
chat said
fully
Delphox.
there was the evolved.
Yeah, that's the evolved one, no?
Was it Finnegan?
Yeah, I think. That sounds right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Finnegan.
I
There
think
you go.
so. I remember honestly the funny thing is that like the Delphar Fox part of it is actually the important part though. Like I didn't play it much, but I do simply remember thinking to myself when I saw like Delphox, I'm like, that's actually so cool. It's like a fire witch fox Pokemon thing, and I'm
Mhm.
like,
Sure it
that's
is,
so cool.
Basher.
Mhm.
Sure
Huh?
sure it is.
What do you
Sure it
mean?
is. I mean, I'm not saying anything. You like Gardevoir?
Oh no.
You like
Oh no, no,
Gardevoir? I mean, you already
no.
said Machamp earlier. So
What was the other one?
I feel
Lopunny?
like
Low
low
punny.
funny. I feel like
Oh.
the funniest thing about like all that, like literally anything is like low punny, like Gardevoir,
Incineroar.
even freaking what you call it, Vaporeon.
Hmm.
I feel like it wasn't until like I became like a after I became like a big Twitch viewer, I became a lot more like chronically online. Like growing up, like I was never online because we were poor, so it's like the internet wasn't even a thing until like I was in college.
Mm.
Uh, so like I didn't know what other people would ever talk about. So I remember at the time I was like, people want to have sex with Pokemon? I was like,
Oh
what is
no.
this? Like, obviously, I
That
joke about it all the time now, but like at the time, I was like,
that's a huge shock. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Oh, but
like, this is insane.
that's actually freaking hilarious. Oh my gosh. I know. I know it's like maybe it's cuz I grew up a little bit on the internet too, but I wasn't on like the sussy side of the internet like that. So when
Mhm.
people started bringing that type of content, like I think also when went into college too, I was like, wait a minute, it's a little weird. It's like just a little bit. So yeah, Lopani, dang, we see you, Tonka.
Yeah, we see you, Tonka. Tonka truck.
Yeah. What else is there? Is the Incineroar? I don't know what other memes there are. So okay. So for that, Okay, cool, cool. I'm glad we all grew up on Pokemon. I like that. I remember just talking to people and be like, "Yeah, I didn't grow up watching Pokemon." I'm like, "What? How?"
I know.
I'd say the biggest Pokemon memory for me was, I think it was Pokemon the movie 3.
Is that the one with Entei?
Yeah.
Hey.
Uh
I
they were
remember that
like
one.
giving out cards at the movie theaters.
Oh,
And
that's
also
awesome.
they did a thing where it's like people can like come in and watch it for free. They were showing it for free.
What?
What?
Bro, like people were legit like standing up and out, sitting like right in front of the screen. It was insane.
Dang, they just packed it.
They
Oh
were
my
like
god.
so many people. I was like, oh my gosh, Pokemon is huge.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I've never heard
Wait, that's
anyone do that.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's awesome. That's actually a memory. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
A little uncomfortable, but cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, okay. So then now I have to ask you this: were you two into the Pokemon Go craze of 2016?
Mm,
Not really.
Wow, that's actually
kind of.
surprising.
Uh
Okay.
I think I would have been into it more, but at the time, like, once again, back to being like always poor. Like, I wouldn't pay my phone bill, so it's like I couldn't like actually like have like service and do
Ah.
things. So it's like I can't really do anything anyway. So like I could like walk around the house and connect if I'm connected to the
The
Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi,
but like
right?
yeah, outside of that, I
Data
was like I
plans.
can't
I
really do
see.
this.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That's for other reasons though. Okay. What about you, Spark? Were you into Pogo at all?
Mm, I was like, when it first initially became popular, I did I did kind of like get into it and I was like walking around outside in my neighborhood and then like I ran into this other guy and I was like, "Oh, are you playing Pokemon Go?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Cool." And then we just passed by each other, never spoke again. It was like, "Okay." We didn't even yeah, no, nothing else happened. And then I was like, "All right, this is cool." And then eventually I was like, "Okay, never mind. I'm too lazy to go outside now." So I
Oh my
I just
god.
stopped. I just stopped.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. The reason why I asked was because even for casual Pokemon fans, and like because it was when it first came out, it was only the first generation, right? Is like what Mecca said. Like it brought so many people together. I'm like I said, I'm from LA. So whenever we went to like a metropolitan area or even like a beach area where we had like a pier or something or like a downtown area and there's Pokestops everywhere, people were crowding those areas. Like I've never seen those places so filled with people. And then someone would find like a really cool and be like, "There's a Gyarados by the lighthouse." Hundreds of people would start running over to the lighthouse. I was like, "Oh my god, that was crazy." Yeah, Flocky, exactly. And then like another time, there's like, like we were at a pier, right? So then there's like boats everywhere that's parked up, and we were just walking around, and then we were like, we see a silhouette of a Blastoise. We were like, "Where the hell is this goddamn Blastoise?" And then because it's like a docking area too, you can't just walk in a straight line. You got to walk around where all the
Mhm.
boats are thing. You could just hear someone, "The Blastoise is over here," and then and then people from all over the pier and just start going to that direction. You're like, "Yo, that's tight." Yeah, Santa Monica Pier, exactly. I was in
Oh
Long Beach
my.
at the time with the lighthouse, if you know that. So there you go. Someone in LA. Someone Aeon gets it. Aeon gets it. They
It
get
sounds
it.
so fun.
There you go. There you go. And we can connect there, both from SoCal. That's awesome. But yeah, that's why. And then when Gen 2 got released, when I went back to, I was still in university at the time. I what because 2016 Poco was released during the summer, so then I was on summer break. I went back to uni in the fall, and it's like, yo, my university is packed with Pokestops. I'm just like, oh yeah, everything, swiping everywhere, getting all the things, and like we had a river going through campus, so we even got water types and shit. I'm like, it was really chill. But then after that, I'm like, I'm good because I got tired because it was just the same Pokemon over and over again. Events were really whatever. Raids just became a thing, but it was kind of buggy, so I didn't really play. So that's what I was just wondering. Pogo was such a cultural phenomenon for like a year. It was kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
it was, it was.
So yeah. All right. Now, let me ask more questions about YouTube, right? Let's talk about your designs. So we talked about your names. We got to know about you a little bit more and stuff like that. And that's really fun. I really appreciate that. I learned a lot about you too, actually. So now let's talk about what the people see. Basher, you've moved on from uh Steven's universe to maybe a again maybe evolution in a way, because you still have the gem in the chest, right?
Yeah.
But you've evolved there. I mean, just because I know you a little bit more and what your design was before, and then we'll get into Spark after. What was the? And I know you talked about this like on a Twitter post and your stream before, like a semi re-debut stream, not really debut stream, but it's like, oh, you just wanted to show it off. And so how'd that
Yeah.
come about?
I don't know. I was thinking about it for a bit. Uh I love the Steven Universe one. It was a gift, and uh I adored it, and it was like basically she just found somebody and she was like, "Oh, this is my friend," and they're like, "You really like Steven Universe? His birthstone is a diamond, so like maybe make it a diamond." And then like yeah, it just came together. But like I said, there was never an intention for me to like actually like use this in this way, or it's actually like a representation of me. So it's like I didn't like I was just like okay with it. It was like I didn't really think too much of it. But after I was streaming and was constantly using it, I was like, it would be nice to have something that like I personally had like input on the design.
Mm,
And I remember one time I was streaming with other people. Once again, Agility Bonus and Birdie Boba. Uh Somebody had came into the chat and was like asking people like if they were to like have colors to like represent you, like a color scheme, like what three colors would you choose? And at the time I was like, oh, I never thought of this before, but it's like I've been really obsessed with purple in recent years. So I was like, purple was my first thought, and I was like, and then I was like, black and gold. So basically, like that was all I had. Like I was constantly thinking, like that was a good question. It was like, and I was constantly thinking, I was like, if I ever like do a redesign, it was like it's gonna have those colors. It's gonna be purple, black, and gold.
nice.
Uh, so that was the only thing I had in my mind at the time. And then I started to talk about my friend one time about like how like I kind of wanted something different that is more representation of like just has more input on what I want to be my representation. And she was like, "Well, if you want any help with it," it's like she's like an artist and that stuff. So like, "You ever want any help with it? Like, just tell me." And that was like months went by and I never even mentioned it because I didn't want to bother her with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally I mentioned it, and we talked about it, talked about like the color scheme, talked about like how I wanted my hair, how like I don't know, just a bunch of things, and we just like worked through it a bit. Uh,
Nice.
so I there was definitely a lot of like yeah, like you said, the diamond in my chest. I was like, I do kind of want it to be like connected and like show homage to like the Steven Universe thing, but it's like my whole thing is gonna be purple, so it's like I'll do a diamond, but it's like it'll be like a purple diamond. And honestly, for a second, I thought about like actually having like lore connecting this version to the Steve Universe version, but then I was like, VTubers have lore. I'm not a VTuber, so like, so, like
I'm gonna
scratch
separate my.
that.
I'm not like them.
So like there is theoretical lore, and if you want to like imagine what the lore could be, go ahead. But like I'm not going to like go into it or talk about it. But basically, I my first thought was probably like a wolf because I've always been really big on wolves. And then I thought Catboy, but then I thought dragon, and then like I wasn't going to do dragon because I knew so many dragon VTubers, and I'm like, this feels like unoriginal now. But like I was like,
Understandable.
I don't dragons are cool. It was like I
Dragons are
I
cool.
wanna I wanna do uh, dragon and then purple, gold, and black, and that was like the basis of it, and it just like worked from there and ended up
Nice.
to what we have here.
Very nice, very nice. Kane, thank you for the lurk. Damn, that's awesome. I like that. I like the progression. It was just like wolf, cat boy, dragon, 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 dragon. Nice. And then like, so that's not like obsidian or another gem. That is a purple diamond then. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Are you like, is there a specific dragon you had in mind, or you're just like dragon in general?
It was just like dragon in general.
Hmm.
There's a thought because it was connected to like the purple diamond. I googled like a treasure dragon because it's like there are those like those tales of like specific dragons that like guard treasure.
Hmm.
So I looked up a few of those and I did show those as an example. So, but like there isn't like very much like a specific type of dragon for that.
Right. Just
It's just
pulled
like
inspiration.
certain dragons just like guard treasure. So yeah, there was some inspiration there from a few pictures, but it's not anything too specific.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Now let's move over to Spark. Thank you, Badger. And let's move over to Spark. You said you've had multiple models and designs. What number is this
Yeah.
one?
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Including the PNG tubers? Or
Sure. However you want to categorize it is up to you. I don't know.
okay, technically this is the second one that I have, like that I've ever used, but I didn't use it for a while because of the PC issues that I mentioned before.
Right.
Um, but I think the total like different ones that I've used are like, let's see, one, four, or different, like two PNG tubers, two different ones, and then two different VTubers. But then I'm using this one again because I really like it. Actually, wait. At some point, I was also using like Valorant VTuber models like Viper and Sage. Um,
Yeah, I remember that art.
yeah. But now I'm just using this one because it seems like it's like less of a theme and more of just a plain VTuber, just a
Hmm.
cute one. So,
Did you get design this one, or is this one also someone you pulled off like a pay to use or free to use design?
oh yeah, this is a free to use design. I
Hmm.
have the link in my bio, but yeah, I just thought it was really cute. And actually, Estrella's the one who showed me it. And then I tried it out and I was like, oh, okay, I really like this. And yeah, just started using it. So I
Nice.
really want my own model one day though. That'd be awesome.
Okay, I don't know if like you don't have to answer this, but let's say you do have
Mhm.
your own model. Because the reason why I say you don't have to answer is it's like, oh, what if it's like a spoiler or something for a future
Mhm.
design? Would you already have an idea of what kind of model you would want?
I do. I don't know about the outfit. I have a few ideas for the outfit, but in terms of like the color scheme and what I want her to be, I already know what I want.
Nice, nice. You're getting everything under wraps.
um, I will say, okay, one hint for what I want.
A hint,
I
okay.
will say snow or ice related.
Oh, Yukiona, let's go. I'm just kidding. Nah,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be Elsa. She's gonna pull an Elsa model.
Just gonna be Elsa.
It's gonna be Elsa. Let it go, bro. Let it go.
Let it go.
um, nice, dude. Nice, nice. All right, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty
The
awesome.
penguin from Mario. So said that in my chat.
Oh, that's a
What the
good one.
hell?
I like that one. That's
I
cute.
used to love those penguins.
As someone who had an N64, we would race the penguins, but also occasionally throw them off the ledge. No big deal.
You threw them off the edge?
Hey, it was just intrusive thoughts as a kid, okay?
I can't believe this.
I
Deserved.
No. What the
You should
hell?
just be an Ice Cube. Ice Cube
What
YouTuber.
the hell?
you should
Wait,
you
so
should
like
mm.
I'm an ice cube or I'm wearing the ice cube?
No, you're just an actual ice cube.
Oh.
Nah, you're Ice Cube the rapper.
Yeah,
uh,
drop some bars for us real quick. Take it away, Spark.
Should I say my usual rap?
you got a
You know
usual rap? Let me
the
hear
one that
this.
I made?
Yo, okay,
It's
let's.
only 4 lines long, just saying though.
Hey,
Take
4
it
lines, take it
away.
away. I'm
All
listening.
right,
I'm all
y'all
yours.
ready? Y'all ready?
If she pulls up a beat, I swear to God, this is gonna be hype.
Okay, there's no beat. There's no beat. It's just rhyming.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, cupcakes and cheesecakes and wait. Oh wait, yeah. Cupcakes and cheesecakes and everything nice. You bring the kimchi, I bring the rice. There you go. That's it.
I don't know if you can hear. Woo! Woo!
I got you off
Woo!
guard. I'm sorry.
Woo! Cheesecake. I love cheesecakes. My favorite dessert. I like rice too. Kimchi's also nice.
Yes.
I already forgot the other item that I'm forgetting. What was it?
Wait.
It was cheesecake,
Cupcakes?
Cupcakes and cheesecakes and everything nice. You bring the kimchi, I bring the rice.
Nice. Nice. There you go. Ice Cube, everyone.
Sparkly ice cube.
Sparkly Ice Cube. There you go. That's what the ice stands for now. Sparkly Ice Cube. All right. That's cool. I was going to say, I'm like, do you rap normally? Probably
No.
not.
No. I rarely even listen to rap music, so yeah. You're never gonna hear me rap again, I'll tell you that much.
What if I was
Yeah,
like,
I thought you were on your rap arc.
No.
all right, what if I was like, all right, Basher, Spark, I need your feature with like, give me 2 bars on this rap song. Would you do it?
Depends on the song.
Yeah, it would depend.
Okay.
Okay. I know. I don't know. When I was younger, I used to like, when you're like, be with my cousins and siblings and just like do dumb, stupid freestyles. But I haven't done that in years. But I do occasionally do poetry and like I'll do poems and stuff. But it's like it has to like come to me. Like I whenever I force it, I feel like it doesn't like it's not right. So it's like it has to come to me. So if you're like, hey, can you try to write something for this? And then like some lines came for it, I'd be like, okay, yeah. But like I would just let you know as like, nah, nothing is coming for me. So it's like I can't do this.
I can see it. I can see it. You being a poet anyways, because I feel like not only are you quick-witted in some situations for sure, more than like an average person, I would say. But I'm like, sometimes I read your replies or your posts on Twitter. I'm like, yo, that was pretty good. But half the time it's about Serena or some other some other beauty on Twitter. I'm like, yo, bars, but I get it.
Yeah. And like you sound quick witted. That's the thing. I've never thought of myself as quick witted. Because when I think of a quick witted person, that is like somebody who's like is always able to come back with something.
Right. Okay.
But it's like for me, it's like sometimes things just like sit perfectly where it's just like, oh, this is the perfect response. And like I just know it. But it's like a lot of times someone says something and I want to say something, but nothing comes. And it's just like, oh well. Like I'm just not gonna say anything. So it's like it's just like if everything like is laid out perfectly, sometimes I come up with like the perfect reply.
Maybe
So yeah, a lot of
maybe
those,
I'm
like,
just
even on Twitter, like a lot of replies are like it's just whatever I thought of at the time. It's just like, oh, this is actually perfect. I know exactly what to say here. And if I don't like even with like if I obviously I replied to a lot of Zarina tweets. If I don't reply to one, it's probably because it's like nothing came to my head. So it's just like I couldn't think of anything. So yeah, it just depends on like if everything is perfect and things just line up in my head.
Gotcha. Okay, maybe it's because I'm in VC, and then sometimes you just have a nice, like a quick response. I'm just like, nice. It happens more often or not, occasionally. But I'm like, I understand the Twitter thing. It's like, oh, it's either on the spot or like maybe you get a little bit more time to think about it because obviously you can just type in your reply or your post or
Yeah.
whatever. So that makes sense.
I don't
Um,
know. Even in VC too, I feel like I do think I'm a bit more quick witted than I used to be. Um, I've always been a very quiet individual, and I always kept to myself. But I do distinct. There are times where, like, I've said things. I remember in high school, someone like I didn't like, the superlatives.
oh
Like
right.
I didn't like. I wasn't like the one chosen for it, but I do remember a lot of my friends telling me that they did vote for me as like the most wittiest, which I hate the way that sounds, most wittiest. That's dumb.
Most
Uh,
wittiest.
but yeah, that was one of the things, and a lot of people voted for me for that. But like even those people, like I was very quiet in high school, but the reason people would vote for me is that because like it was just memorable because I was very quiet, but then occasionally it would be a situation where somebody would say something and like I'd have the perfect response. So I would just say it. So it's like I was a person of very few words. So anytime I did say something, a lot of times it was like something witty or sarcastic in response to something somebody said. So like people would always remember it. And I feel like uh, it was just something I would do occasionally. And then
Mm-hmm.
once I became like a very online person and I would do things on Discord, uh, I just found joy in like making people laugh.
Nice.
So it was just like I would occasionally say something and people would laugh. So I try to do it more and more often. So I would say I'm a little bit more quick with it now because I actually like try to sometimes. But like, yeah, 9 out of 10 is just like if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right, right,
But
right.
but yeah, I do actually try because I just want to make people laugh.
Yeah, I'm like very similar to you. I'm just like I used to be like a very people pleaser, and making people laugh was a very similar thing that I used to do because I'm like, oh, I want to be somewhat in the center of attention, but I just want to do it in like a nice way where people are like, oh yeah, he's pretty funny. And then similar to you, I'm just like, oh, I just people. One of the inspirations for me was actually Iron Man. You know, like Robert Downey Jr.'s character in the MCU. He would have
Yeah,
like little quips here and there. I'm like that's funny as hell. So I started doing stuff like that too because it's like, oh, I think it's funny, and sooner or later, not only am I now more expressive around with people, like, but in the same way, it's like, oh, dry humor and like being quick witted in that same sense. I'm like, oh, dude, I appreciate that type of humor too. So it's
yeah.
good. It's good. I like that. I like that. Um, yeah, dude. That's awesome. Appreciate you sharing that with me and us here. Um,
Mhm.
Mhm.
nice. All right. Well, for that, I mean, for you two, I mean, do you two have any like questions or things to talk about? Oh, actually, hold on. Now that I remember
Uh,
this, I actually
uh,
remember.
I think I know what you're remembering. Oh no.
What am I remembering?
Nothing. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so fun two. All right, see, I'm two things. Two things. First was you're talking about Twitter. We talked about Twitter and like your responses there. Fucking oh my god, I was trying to follow Spark on fucking Twitter earlier today. I followed her on Twitter.
Oh no.
I went, all right, cool. I made a fucking post, and then I'm like, cool. I think I tagged her. Fucking Basher replies to me like hours later. That's not the right Spark. I went, fuck, son of a bitch. I can't delete
Oh
this now. It's been up for
no.
like 5 hours. And I'm like, it was
Uh-oh.
like one extra eye. I'm like, because even if you
I'm
follow
sorry.
someone and I try to add them, right? It's
I'm
sometimes it's not
sorry.
even the right person. I'm just like, bro, are you kidding me? I hate that. The 2 eye incident. Oh, I know. I know, gerbil.
The funny thing is, when I first woke up, I did see it, and I thought it then too. But it's like a lot of times when I see something when I first wake up, I don't think to reply. It's like I'll reply to that later, and then I like go back to laying down or whatever. And then like later on, I finally saw it. I was like, "Oh yeah, this isn't the right
Dang
one."
it.
Like, if
Dang
only I could have
it.
replied like instantly. But yeah,
It's
unfortunately,
it's
I was too
fine.
tired.
It's
Did
too
they
it's
respond?
No. They're like, they probably think it's like some bot and probably just blocked it or whatever, and it doesn't, or
Also,
Oh.
even if they're active, so it doesn't matter.
speaking of Twitter and people coming up, uh, Zarina used to be shadow banned on Twitter.
I saw that
Like
post.
if you like search her up, it wouldn't show up, which was always a thing for me because obviously I tweet about her a lot. And I have to like fully type it out every single time because her
Oh.
name would never come up.
Oh, what the
But
heck?
recently, she is like unshadow banned, so it comes up now, and it's like so
Yay.
much more
Nice.
convenient. So now I can make even more Zarina posts.
I mean,
Let's
that
go.
too, but I feel like it's also the algorithm. If you're not paying for the fucking blue check mark, I feel like it's harder for your name
Yeah,
to come up too. Like,
Mhm.
Basher, you're not shadow banned, are you?
I don't know.
Yeah, like it's hard. It was for both of your names. I had to look up and input manually. It wouldn't let me search it up in like the first
Oh.
top 5. That's why I was like, oh, I thought like I looked at Bashers 4 times and I tried putting Sparks. That's why I thought Sparks name was right, but then I didn't realize freaking my astigmatism fucking there's 3 eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, don't worry about it. It's a joke we can laugh at now. It's cuz it's only a tweet. It's not even that important. Okay. But then we'll also talk about this. I don't know if this is what Spark was talking about, but
Oh.
but here's a funny little joke we'll go into. Bro might be shadow banned. I know Basher might be. Honestly, we all might be shadow banned. Who knows? Is we're not paying freaking Elon Musk and Twitter.
Yeah.
So the reason why this episode is titled the way it is, it's like, are they prepared? Because I asked them like 2 weeks ago to be on the podcast episode. I'm like, let me get some guests lined up for like the next couple weeks or so I don't have to panic and getting people last minute. Because sometimes I get last people last minute and it works out. Other times, because I used to have like a co-host and I was just one of my best friends in real life, but his work
Mhm.
schedule keeps changing,
Oh
so I
no.
can't have him on. And if I ever needed like a last minute podcast, you'd be like, yeah, let's just do a quick episode. I'm like, sweet. But now that I can't do it, I'm like, all right, now I got to scramble sometimes. And then when I asked them 2 weeks ago for Spark and Basher, they're like, at the usual, like, let's say, because I asked a lot of VTubers or VTuber affiliate people, is that they actually are like, I don't think I'll be a good guest. I'm kind of shy, yada yada. And then this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I was like, you guys are fine. I get the vibe. And like, I've already talked to Bachelor like months already. And they're like, I already know Bachelor would be good on the podcast. And I was like, I get the vibe for Spark. So I asked Spark. And they were like, all right. Both of them were like, I need to mentally prepare for this. I'm like, wait, what? And I was like, what do you mean mentally prepare? And they're like, I don't know. Because, especially for VTubers in their first episode, I give them like a small general idea of what we're going to talk about because it's their introductory episode. And, I was like, some of the questions I've asked today go along with that. But then they're both like, I don't think I'm ready. Sparks asked me an hour before. Like, I'm at the gym during this. And she messaged me. And I'm just like, she's like, hi, Neon. I'm like, hi, what's up? She's like, question about stuff. Like, do I stream? I'm like, if you want. Do people normally stream? Sometimes. It's like this middle vague ground. I'm like, what do people say? I'm just like, when they're streaming, do people interact with chat? A little bit. Minimally. Like, how do we do this? They're like, what if you just put a pinned message where it says, oh, minimal chat interaction or like podcast or something and stuff like that. I'm like, that's funny. You're funny. Yeah, as an overthinker. And I don't know if Basher is an overthinker,
Yeah.
but I know Basher like brings this up. It's like, oh, you have like anxiety about like talking to people or stuff like this and things like that. But I'm like, I'm right there with you too, right? I have anxiety. I have that overthinking mentality and sometimes. And
Mhm.
I've gotten past some of those issues personally through a lot of effort and a lot of time has passed. But it was just like, that's why this episode, are they prepared? It's like, it didn't matter that you guys were going to be prepared or not, quote unquote. But I was like, I knew this was going to be a chill episode having you two on because it's going to be a vibe anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why shout out to you two for being here. I just want to get that out before we even close out this episode and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So, yeah, shout out to you. Props to you two. And
Thank you for letting us join you on your podcast.
thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, we'll close up this episode in a little bit, but just the promo stuff
Mhm.
before we start closing out. We'll close up in a little bit. We're
Mhm.
also this episode will be posted on YouTube, but also we're gonna have a post podcast show that's not gonna be posted on YouTube. And because it's their first time both being on the podcast, I have a little gimmick for all new guests in the post podcast show, where both of them will give me their best effort ara.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. It's
What
gonna.
the hell?
What the
I ain't
hell?
signed up for this.
Hey, I know, Rano. I came just in
Oh
time.
no.
I ain't signed up for this.
So I mean,
Uh-oh.
it's up to Spark whether she keeps streaming or not. But I'm gonna keep streaming
I'm
for the
still streaming,
aura.
but
But yeah, and then along with that,
oh boy.
anything else we talked about today in the podcast episode, whether it's like a video react, memes, if we want to like see how people use the Vaporeon copy pasta, TikToks, whatever, YouTube videos, whatever, we can pull that up in the post podcast show. Pretty much anything that won't get me demonetized, I put in the post podcast show. We can react and stuff and do stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to stick around for that in a little bit. So. Yeah, I mean, anything, the floor is yours for like if you guys want to ask questions yourself, I know I've been like asking a bunch of questions, but if there's any other stories or questions you guys want to tell on you.
I don't know. I think I'm chilling.
Yeah.
But I
Huh.
I don't know what to ask.
All right, question.
I would like to mention one thing. I always find this so funny. I was gonna mention it before we were talking about when you asked us how we met.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time Spark ever DM'd me.
Oh, I remember this.
Obviously, I do my thing where it's like I jokingly like bully people all the time.
Uh-huh.
But I do realize that it's like sometimes, like, if that's all I do, people can think that it's like I'm actually like annoyed with them or don't like them or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny to me at that time. It was like the first day I had ever seen her in chat, and I was like constantly like bullying her. And it was like she was like haha or LOL. But then after like I don't know, the seventh time, I was thinking to myself, I was like, am I being too rude? Maybe I should DM her and be like this is how like by the way, I'm just joking. Like I let me know if like anything I do actually upsets you. I was going to I've done it to a lot of people. Like I know like I can name like a few people who's like I DM to be them just being like, okay, just to be sure, like you're good with me doing this or whatever. But yeah, I was thinking of doing that. But before I could, she messaged me and she was like, hi, I just want to know, do you actually have a problem with me? Or is this all for fun? She messaged me on Twitch and on Discord.
Damn, you are really concerned on not one but two platforms, Spark.
I thought I did something to like make him dislike me or like make him upset. So
yeah, like I don't know. Is this like I obviously I do like jokingly bully people, but 9 out of 10, it's like it's actually the people who I find like fun, and I like to have fun with them. And like I very quickly had that feeling with Spark, but like I had just met her that day. So like there was a thought in my head, oh, this is an issue. And then like, yeah, she messaged me and I was like, no, I'm sorry. I was just about to message you. You're fine.
That's
like,
cute.
I'm just having fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. That's both wholesome but also funny. Yeah. Like I wouldn't say it's like I see how that would come off to some people, Basher, if like they don't talk to you a
Yeah.
little bit more. And it's funny because for some people I do the same way, and I was like I just bully them because they just I vibe with them on that type of level and be like, oh, I can easily be sarcastic with you, but then sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I think I went a little too sarcastic that day for sure. Yeah, I understand.
I don't know. I don't know. For some people, it's just yeah. It's just like it's just so
It's
easy.
yeah, for some people it's just so easy.
I remember I had the same conversation with Sheba too. Like, cause like I
Oh.
like, but honestly, like she like loves it. She was like, "Oh, this is my best friend of me."
Oh
Aw.
yeah.
But yeah, there's like, oh, and Kat, I do it with her too. It's like some people is just like, I don't know. It's just like a very easy way to like interact with people. It's like it's good for me because it's just like it makes me feel at ease that I could just like, banter with them
Mm.
when I'm like not always like super confident or like good about like knowing what to say or interact with people. And it's like, but some people it's just like I could just like have fun with them and joke around with them. So
Mm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. Meanwhile, on the other side, Spark, you were like, "What happened? What was what was the event from your perspective?" You're like, "You just this guy's mean."
I didn't think he was like necessarily I didn't think he was a bad person at all. And I didn't think he was like always mean or anything. It was just more like I was torn between thinking he was just joking around or like if he actually had an issue with me. Like maybe it was his way of being like passive aggressive, maybe by being
Mm.
mean jokingly. So I was like unsure and I felt worried because like I didn't really know him that well at the time. And I was just really nervous. I was like, "Oh no, like did I say something wrong? Did I like rub him the wrong way? Like did I do something to upset him, you know?" And I was just like getting into my own head and I was like, "Oh no, what am I going to do? He's like a mutual friend and like I don't know." And then I just messaged him.
Yeah, the coincidences that happened on like you two were messaging each other at the same time. That's a good one. That's the great part of the story too. Yeah, but similar to you, I feel like I wouldn't say this is like Basher related, but sometimes I overthink things too, right? Especially when I'm interacting with people online for the first time or first couple of times, and it's like, let's say when it's a group sitting, but I'm not interacting with that other party, that other person as much because I'm more interacting with the mutuals.
Mhm.
Um, but then I've had this feeling where my anxiety kicks in and be like, I don't think they like me. I don't
Oh
I don't
no.
I don't think they like me. I feel like I don't know if I should be talking here if I don't feel comfortable. And the
Mhm.
funny part with that with some of these people that I'm like I thought didn't like me, they were like, "Hey, let's go play some games. Let's hang out." And they start DMing me, and I'm like, "Oh shit, we're cool." They're like, "Yeah, why wouldn't we be cool?" I'm like, "Oh my god, thank you." Oh my god,
I
we're
feel
actually
that.
friends. Shout out. And this is so. I don't know if I'm pretty sure these people aren't here, but if they're here, maybe we could, and people tell it later, it's not a bad thing. But like some of these people that I had like this feeling with was like Pi. I thought Pi didn't like me. I thought I figured out Basher was playing after like a first couple interactions, so I a little bit of Basher. I thought Giga didn't like me, Giga Goliath. And then next thing you know, he's coming to SoCal and he invites me to hang out with him and his friends. I'm like, oh my god, Giga, we're homies.
Aw.
You're my bro now.
Oh.
So just like all these like individuals, I'm just like, oh man, I appreciate the kindness of some people and they're being
Mhm.
friends. So shout out to people you've met on the internet. Low key, I'm
Yeah.
also highly debating to make a last minute trip to do off Kai in San Francisco because people are there. I'm like a month or two ago, I didn't know enough people to go. Yua wasn't gonna
Mhm.
go, but then I'm like,
Mm.
oh, now I know enough people to go. Like, I don't want to go. My FOMO is kind of kicking in. So, but yeah, I mean, shout out to all you people. Shout out to people you meet on Twitch, and also this goes out in a general sense too. 2025 spring, probably like March or April. New York
Mhm.
City. This is open invite. Whoever wants to show up for like a couple days, probably like 5 days, 4 or 5 days, show up. It's gonna be like a neon con, but there's no con. We're all just gonna show up in New York, hang out, get some good food, do some tourist shit, photo shoot in
Uh-huh.
public, maybe watch something on Broadway. I don't know. And yeah, come through, come through. I'm like, and 90% of the people going, one of 90% of people I've never met in person. They're all people I've met
Oh.
on Twitch. Canada, East Coast, South, Deep South, Texas, Illinois, um, a friend from Vancouver. We're all gonna meet up in New York because I was like, "Yo, let's meet up." Because they were like, "Dion, you're always traveling, but you never come to the East Coast." I'm like, "Fine, let me go to the East Coast then." And I have like a bunch of vacations, like all my vacations this year are already planned out with family, so it's not really with friends.
Hmm.
So I was like, "All right, it'll have to wait till next year, spring 2025. So if you guys come through, come through."
That's gonna be so much fun. New
That's
York is a fun place, I feel like.
Yeah.
that's a thing that we do in another like Discord I'm in. There's a lot of us who like go and like meet up once a year. Actually, this past year there wasn't one, but yeah, like there's a Discord with a bunch of my friends. And, like we meet up like once a year around like Labor Day, and we just like meet up.
Oh, that's
Usually, I'm
awesome.
not able to go, but I was actually able to go one time, and I finally like met a lot of people, and I was like, "It's really cool."
Yo,
Like,
that's so
I don't know.
awesome. I
It's
love
so
those
cool to
stories.
have like those like yeah meet up for like online friends.
Yeah, that's why I'm like for most of us who are now working adults who have most of us also have somewhat expendable income. That's why we're going to New York of all places. At least make it interesting and have tourist stuff invited. So, yeah, guys ever want to go? Let me know. I have hookups for hotels. Uh, yeah. Open. Keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, other than that, let's wrap up this episode and we'll go to the post podcast show. I mean, final thoughts for you guys. Any lightning round questions, final things you want to plug, stuff like that. Basher, you first.
I don't know. I ain't got really but
Yeah.
I don't know. Just, like, go follow Zarina.
On brand, on brand. I like it. On brand. I love it. There you go. Go find Serena. What's her exact handle? Is it just Serena underscore?
Zarina VT.
Oh, okay, Serena VT. Okay. There you go. All right. Spark, what about you? Any final thoughts, closing lightning round questions?
No, not
Wait,
really.
actually, to be clear, Zarina VT is her Twitter. On
Oh.
Twitch, she's just Zarina.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just Zarina. XARINA.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, anything from you, Spark?
No, not really.
Okay. So we'll wrap this up soon so then you can do your other gaming stuff. But everyone stick around for the post podcast show. And if you want me to, I don't know if this helps this any better for to make you comfortable or not. But if you two want me to, I will also ara in solidarity.
Oh boy.
If you want me to. And mine isn't that special because I've done it so many times in solidarity and out of just randomness. Rando knows, people in my chat know who've been here for a long time. I will do it. But yeah, with that said,
Do
thank
it.
you. I'm not in the post podcast show, not on the in the post podcast show. But with that said, thank you two for being on this episode. I loved having you two on. This is like a really great episode. I knew this was gonna be a good episode. I just knew it. But yeah, shout out to you two. And check them out. Check out their Twitch links will be in the bio for YouTube. If you're watching on Spark's channel or my VOD, you can also find it on YouTube and find their channels on there. So check them out as well. If you want to find me, I'm here. I exist, but I'm not that important. I'm just some guy on the internet who just finds an excuse to talk to new people via my podcast. And hopefully it brings us closer together as friends.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Hopefully it comes across to you too as well. So if you ever, and also, and I'll extend this option to you too. If you two ever get bored, and I know you two probably won't because you're both overthinkers, but if you ever want to re-invite yourself back for an episode, let me know with
Mhm.
like a week's heads up in advance, and I will gladly have you two back on, whether by yourself or with someone new. You let me know. The offer
That's
is always on
me.
the table. Okay, I love you two, having you two here. You know, y'all homies. So
Let me know if Zarina ever comes back.
Oh my gosh.
I will. I will.
There were two times. There was like when you did Shiva and when you did Zarina, I was like, these were the two opportunities where it would have been best to also have me.
No,
But
I
then when
know,
you were
I
like, then
know.
when you were like with Spark, I was like, okay, yeah, this works. This works.
That's why I was like, that's why I knew when I invited Basher, I'm like, I feel like Basher would be best if he went on with a guest. It has to be with someone he knows. I'm like, all right, Spark's here. I gotta bring Basher on for sure. For sure. I'm
It
like,
works, it
yeah,
works.
she's like Shiva's busy. Serena's been like half missing sometimes. I'm like, they're both busy. But if I do bring them back on, I'll let you know, Basher. I'll let you know for sure.
Okay.
Or just in general, just let me know. You want to be on? You just let me know. Let me know. You can drag someone new, honestly. That'd be great. But anyways, thank you too for being on this episode. And we'll do a quick post podcast show before y'all can do your own post podcast gaming. I think Spark's gonna do Valorant. But anyways, all right, can y'all say bye YouTube?
Bye,
Bye,
YouTube.
YouTube.